But first, stolen innocence. That's the focus of tonight's angle. Now, I still remember when my daughter Maria, maybe she was 5 or 6, she wanted an American Girl doll for Christmas. So I went and looked at them. I fell for the brand's really wholesome, kind of patriotic marketing. And I made sure that Santa put one under the tree that year, complete with a few outfit changes. And each version of the doll also had her own little storybook that accompanied it. Well, moms across America, before you think of shelling out over, what is it, over $100 for a made in America doll? Well, for little Susie, well, know a few things first. Mattel manufactures them in China. Okay? Second, the toy maker is now using its brand to promote transgenderism to little kids. Its storybooks discuss how to delay puberty with hormone blockers and instructs on ways to keep information from parents. Now, can you believe this is where we are in society, where there's such a thing as doll propaganda? Now, Mattel isn't even trying to be subtle about its agenda. Again, the doll's instruction book tells boys that they may feel like girls inside, which they say is totally okay. And it introduces the concepts of being non-binary, these again, little kids, and using alternative pronouns. But look, why should any of us be surprised? The gender fluidity movement may have started on college campuses years ago, but now it's infiltrated every aspect of corporate America and our public schools. So trans employees, they check boxes in ESG land, and trans applicants get the attention of college admissions officers. And of course, the entertainment industry, they've been on board this for years. And plot line after plot line you see promotes characters bravely rebelling against stuffy old norms by declaring that they just don't fit into their bodies or their biological sex.
I feel more myself in boys' clothes. Actually, Dad, I don't think I'm a girl at all.
Susie.
Even though you've always thought of me as a girl, I'm a boy.
Bad acting, bad plot. An entire cottage industry of trans healthcare experts also has been created to conduct workshops and get paid handsomely for it. And they do it for businesses scared of lawsuits. And then they're welcomed as speakers at prestigious medical conferences. Enter Dr. Marissa Ladinsky, an associate professor at the University of Alabama, Birmingham. She's described on the school's website as having a research interest in providing affirming care to LGBTQ youth and identified with families in the Deep South against the kind of faith-based communities there. In the Deep South, things are obviously really bad. Now, at the Academy of Pediatrics conference in Anaheim, California recently, she spoke glowingly about trans ideology and, more disturbingly, about the bold suicide of a trans girl.
And in the final days of 2014, a local 16-year-old young lady, Lila Alcorn, of Trans Experience, stepped boldly in front of a tractor trailer, ending her life. Her suicide note, written to post on social media about an hour after her death, went viral, literally, around the world.
This woman is a total whack job and on the warpath against traditional Americans. Now remember, religious Americans are the problem. Trans pioneers, well, they're the answer. Of course, the AAP doesn't make its videos public. Wonder why. Sadly, this is all in line, though, with the insanity being streamlined by the administration of the practicing Catholic Joe Biden.
We have reached a tipping point for the role in medicine and civic life for the health and well-being of LGBTQI+ youth and other Americans. I encourage all of you to think of yourselves as ambassadors to your communities. These conversations don't have to be limited or restricted to a medical setting, but for school teachers, principals, school boards.
Lord only knows how many pediatricians vehemently disagree with these obscene plans to steal our children's innocence. I bet the majority see the butchering of confused children as evil, pure and simple, but are afraid to speak out. But not Julie Mason, who's a fellow at the American Academy of Pediatrics.
They have no idea how you identify which kids are trans and require this treatment. So they were sort of like, we're just technicians, and we'll just tell you, like, if you have a trans kid, we'll tell you how to do the transition. And then the American Academy of Pediatrics the next year just leapt into that void and said, oh, we'll tell you how you know which kids. You ask them. And if they say they're trans, then they're trans.
There needs to be a massive class action lawsuit against the AAP. All right, the director of Boston General's Gender Clinic unwittingly reveals the dirty little secret about these strong drugs, downplayed as puberty blockers.
I worry that they're being given out a lot like candy, which is great in some ways, but it's also like, okay, well, you need to have the conversation.
She says great in some ways. It's not like there are life-changing ramifications involved with these drugs or anything, no. I mean, once you encourage transitioning at any age, there is no guarantee that you can ever reverse the mental or the physical damage done to yourself.
It's been the most difficult thing I've ever gone through in my life. In addition to the health side effects I experienced, the way it affected my career as a singer has been the hardest thing to deal with. My singing and speaking voice will never be the same after my time on testosterone.
But these drugs are great for kids. At least that's what another AAP executive committee member says.
Puberty blockers can be such a great medicine for kids who are starting puberty. Parents may or may not be accepting. This may be a surprise to the parent. It just slows things down. They're very safe and effective. Then the next option is gender-affirming hormone therapy.
There's big money here. Children are their target market, and the poor kids are falling into the trap.
How did you feel when I first told you I was a girl?
Sixth grade is just such a hard year anyway for everyone, and especially when you're trans.
Back when I was in 8th grade, over winter break, that's when I first was exposed to I guess the word transgender, and I just, like, as I was reading about it, I just felt like that was me.
This is an aggressive marketing push coast to coast, except in states like Florida, where courageous governors like Ron DeSantis are successfully fighting this attack of innocence. The march of the gender radicals will continue. Left in its wake, though, of course, are children's innocence, grooming them for the new battles ahead. The fact that professional organizations such as the AMA and the American Association of Pediatrics have been subverted by the political and sexual ideology here is terrible for the already bruised and battered reputation of the public health sector. Although the Pediatrics Association claims to be working for the health benefits of all children, 4 out of its 6 members on its LGBT Health and Wellness Committee endorse puberty blockers for patients as young as 10 and cross-sex hormones to patients as young as 14. This is absolutely appalling, and it's frankly satanic. If you want to know the true breadth of the AAP's horrors, I recommend you read Aaron's Barium's entire piece at the Free Beacon. The struggle to preserve our children's natural sense of innocence and wonderment will continue. And we must never, ever allow ourselves to be intimidated by all those people with titles and their advanced degrees or government positions. After all, look at what they did with COVID. The lies, the cover-ups, the character assassination of brilliant doctors, and the same dynamics are at play here. But now, we're onto their game. And that's The Angle.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.